The 76ers are going to have the most interesting offseason out of anybody this year, and this is after their 112-88 blowout loss to Boston. There's a lot of questions about Embiid, questions about James Harden, questions about what do you do with this team, and not really questions about Doc Rivers. I think we all expect him to be fired within the next few days, if anything. And to be fair to Doc Rivers, I actually don't think this loss was on him. I don't think there was really much he could have done, but his history was going to get him fired. He's now lost 7 series when he was up either 3-1 or 3-2. And he's lost 10 game sevens now, which is now double the most of anybody else in the history of basketball. So yeah, it's safe to say Doc Rivers is going to be gone. Not really because of that game, but just because he's proven that outside of that one championship in 08, this is your match with them. You're just going to get to the second round or the third round. You're going to get a lead. It's going to look good, and then they're going to blow it somehow. The team's going to fall apart, even though this time it wasn't his fault. Now, let me get into this because Embiid shot 5 of 18. James Harden only had 9 points, and Tatum just completely took over the game. And those are one of those performances that we're going to look back. Like we look at LeBron and Kyrie's 41-point game each, when we look at LeBron against the Celtics. And just when you look at Steph Curry this year against the Kings and Kevin Durant against the Cavs in the finals, it's going to be one of those performances we look back. It was just like that man was just on a different level that night. And that's what Jason Tatum was with the 51 points. So the Celtics stars showed up and the Sixers stars didn't. I also want to say the Celtics had a great game plan on both sides. They really did a good job defending Embiid and Harden. And I really liked how Tatum got the switch with Embiid and really started cooking him. And he just used his speed, just get around him and get to the basket, or he just would shoot over him. So, yeah, Tatum had it going. The Celtics played the best game they played all playoffs. We'll see what happens in that next series. But, yeah, the Sixers offseason. So, number one is going to be James Harden, and is James Harden leaving? There's been these rumors all year of him going back to Houston. I have no idea what he's going to do. I kind of believe them, if I'm being honest. I think that's that's a possibility for him to go back to Houston. Very strong possibility. And whether that happens or whether that doesn't, I know there are a lot of people that are just saying, you know what, just go ahead, blow this team up. This team is done. They're maxed out. This is the second rounds are going to do. Just trade Embiid, trade everybody, clean house, build around Maxey. And I don't know if I necessarily agree. I'm going to talk about the trading Embiid part, because if you're trading Embiid, you're blowing this thing up. You're not trading Embiid to build around Maxey and compete. You're trading Embiid to start the process over again. So if Embiid wants to stay, the Sixers should have Embiid back. Now, with that being said, too, I think Joel Embiid will request a trade. I think that is just a matter of time before he does. He's 29 years old now, and I'm sure he loves the city of Philly and all that. But if he's going to win a championship, he has to get out of this situation. And that's not because Daryl Morey and even Doc Rivers are incompetent. I would say it's just a matter of, I actually do think this team, like I said before, has kind of maxed out, and this is just what this team is going to be. And I think Joel realizes this. I think he's done. He's going to ask for a trade, especially if James Harden leaves. The one thing I fear, though, and I really hope this does not happen, is if the Warriors come calling and they're like, okay, Jordan Poole, Kuminga, Moody, who knows, even Draymond maybe. I'm just throwing out a random scenario there. We'll throw a bunch of picks at you, and we'll take Joel Embiid off your hands if he wants to leave. I really fear that happening, because I don't want to see another dominant Warriors team that's unbeatable. I don't want to see that. But I fear that could happen. Embiid probably want to go to Miami. That would probably be his number one destination. But then it's the whole issue of, will the Sixers actually trade him there? Let's say Joel Embiid stays and James Harden leaves. I think the Sixers should go take a call or go make a call to go try to get Dame. I think that's an option. I think Dame's finally done in Portland. That's always something they could do. I guess they have options. Who knows how the Hawks feel about Trae Young right now? Maybe they explore that a little bit. But and that's why I said at the beginning of the video that the Sixers are going to have the most interesting offseason, because there's so many ways that this thing can go. This loss for the 76ers is going to be disappointing. I'm sure a lot of fans thought this was going to be the team that would break through, and they didn't. So with the team being so good this year, and with it and with them getting so close, I definitely expect to see some changes with this Philly team.